Hi everyone, welcome to this new video for the ZList components to be integrated in the ZStyle library for React Native. So first, before to start, I have made some changes to the dependencies of the ZList project that we started to work with. First, I have updated React Native ZStyle to the version 0.1.22, where I fixed a small bug on the ZImage component that would be useful to integrate with React Native fast image that we will see later in this video. Second, I have imported the library React Native fast image that we are going to use to cache our images with our application. So we'll see later. So to install this library, I just went to the GitHub repo, use the yarn add React Native fast image command to install it, and link the native dependencies with this command here. You can use this URL to go in there and do the same. That's all there is to it. Okay, so now going back to the project, going back to the app. So for this video, I want to showcase some capabilities of ZStyle to style our flat list component that we have here. And when you click, you have this section list, and I want to style it as well and add some images for each item of the menus, some description, and try to make it look nicer than what it is obviously now. So first, let's start with the new list, the flat list. So if we remember well, going here, so I have my venue list component here that is using the ZList component that we intend to integrate to the ZStyle library. And this ZList component takes an item props where we render each venue with this custom item component. Now, I don't like my custom component called item is very generic. And really, what I intend to do here is to render a venue item. So I want to rename this custom component venue item to make it clear in case I have to make other components later on in the video, which will most likely happen. So I'm going to import venue item from venue item, going to my components folder, I'm going to rename the file item.js venue.item and the function venue item here. Great. Now going back here, doesn't like it, so I need to reload completely, I guess, and it should be still fine. Great. So this is one thing. Now we know that I need to manipulate my venue item if I want to modify each and every single part of the flat list that we have here. Fine. First step, we are going to add an image. So I'm going to use the ZImage component. Let me close the sidebar. I'm going to use the ZImage component from React Native ZStyle. And so here I have my title. I want to put the image on top of the title, so on top of here, just like here. I'm going to use this ZImage component, which basically, in terms of API, works just like the image component provided by React Native. So I can put a source prop that is taking an object with a property, an attribute of URI. And the URI will come from my item.photo property. Now if I save, I see some images. The way it works with the image, so you obviously need to add the ZStyle property, and I need to add some height to be able to render something properly on the screen. So just putting 200 points. Now I can see something that is much nicer. In terms of padding, handling of the images, to get some consistency, because you have various images, various sizes, various definition, quality of pictures. So I'm always using the resize mode property as a cover, like so. Then looking at the space here, so I have way more space under the brand name but not with, I have no space with a picture. Now this space looks a bit too much, and yes, I have a margin bottom of 20 points. I'm going to reduce it to 10 first to see how it looks. I think that's good enough. But and after you have, yeah, okay. So it's always a question: do you use the child to make the space, or do I just remove it completely, like so, and then use an additional container to make it happen? That's always a good question. So let's remove everything first to see how it looks. So now I have no more space in between each component here. What I want to do, I would say that here I can use this component to make the space between the top of the title and the buttons here, I would say. So if I put some margin Y of 10, how does it look? Okay, much nicer. And yeah, maybe I can add also some margin. Give the margin bottom of 10 of the text, like so. So margin 10, 10, and 10. Good enough. Coming back to the image, I want to get some rounded corners, large rounded corners, to make it look a bit more modern. So I just need to add the rounded large property to ZStyle, and it should give me what I'm looking for, which is great. Now you see that when I refresh, can't see it here, depends when, but you see that you have a small delay to load the images with a thing. So it's where we are going to use a React Native fast image. So I'm just going to import it at the top of the component here. And with that image, you have a cached with property that you can use and import the component with a cache image library of your choice, like so. Now I'm going to save it and refresh. Like so. There we go. So now we avoid to have the lag. It's instant because the images are just cached. So way faster. That's great. What else can I do? I think there is too much text. We don't need to display the entire text of each thing. So what we can do here, the button on the button description, you need to use the, so this is the set text component, but you can use any existing props of React Native components at the same time. So number of lines props of 3, let's say. Which will give me, at least I can control the height of each text and gives me with this ellipsis at the end of the text. So it's very well handled. It's kind of great. And maybe I can put some padding X here of 5. Okay. 5 may be too much too. Yeah, okay, 2 is fine. Let's leave it like this. Now the buttons here really takes a lot of space, a lot of attention on the screen. So first, what I'm thinking is to integrate it with the title here all together. So I'm going to run them into this component, so to wrapper like so. Change anything? No. Then I'm going to take this one and put it back. Put it just right in there, like so. Just what my goal is to have 2 small like and share button in line with the title, much smaller, so it gets less attention, and we can see a little bit more of a second item on the screen. So let's see where we stand here. Obviously. So now what I need to do is on the wrapper to add ZStyle prop. I'm going to make it flex flow. Yeah, obviously it doesn't show anymore. Here, let's remove the flex one. Let's remove item center for now. Let's see where we go with that. Okay, great. I think that we can give maybe some fixed width 12. I think 200 is too much, I guess. Yeah. Let me check my ZStyle file. In terms of the width, okay, right. 40, 60, 80, 100. Let's try one of these. 100. 60 maybe? Would be enough? Okay, fine. And justify center. Or was it the other one? Never know. So item center. Okay, great. This is much better. We can get rid of this one as well. Background. I'm not planning to put in the background, so I can remove that and that. Like so. Put the text blue for both of them. And this for another case. Make sure. Great. To flex row. Item center. Justify between. Will be enough. Like so. Okay. Looks a bit small in terms of text. So maybe text. If I put text small, yeah, to get better. Let's put text large. See how it looks. Let's put it in base then. Okay, base is good enough. I'm going to copy it as well. The same here. Okay, great. So now it looks a bit less busy. The brand is looking nice. We can see it has buttons that we can click, and you can still access a second piece just like that. So I think this is a great improvement in terms of design. Now, what we can do for the next step is to work on the section list here. So to do so, finally I've created my venue item. So now if I go to my venue details, which is this view here, so I have my ZList component right here, where I mentioned that I have a section header. So this is why the ZList component knows that it should add a section list. I have my section list item, which is just rendering a text. So it's just above here, like so. So let's try to make it a bit nicer. First, I see that can I make it flex one like that. Take the entire space. And it doesn't like it. So maybe the wrapper. Okay, so this is good. At least now I have my screen taking the entire space. So this is perfect. Now I'm going to extract these two components of the header and the section list item into my components folder. So I will have my venue section, because it will be specific to a section. So section item. New menu item. Just to make it more related to what it is a venue menu item.js. Great. Second one is the venue menu header, section header. Venue menu section header. I know what I'm talking about. Like so. So what I'm going to do is to export both components from here. Let's copy the whole thing directly into here. Right. So here in the venue menu section, venue menu section header, components. It will be so to accept anything, no params, very simple components. And let's make it return same component than before, like so. And that we need views after, I guess, to make it look nicer. Now from here, I'm going to import the new menu section header from the components. Like so, and this will come here. And I can get rid of that one. Great. If I save, it's not going to break it. Or I think I need to refresh completely. Still not. Okay, so this is not working. The new menu section header from the new menu section header. Great. I'm going to my venue menu section header, export default function menu section header. Right, you need to pass a props. Yeah, so I'm going to pass it an item. Right, so this is what I forgot. My bad. This item with this name property, so obviously if you don't import it, you can't see it. Much better. So we are back to what we've got earlier, but at least now we can we have extracted the components. Great. Next, we are going to so this one we can get rid of it, and we're going to make the new menu item like so. That. I don't need that. And I just need to return, so this will be my, oops. Like so. Section header is not defined, so now if I go back to the new menu item, like so, the new detail, here. So, yes, I forgot. Let's do again. Components, new item, and I need to make sure that this one is important as well. And then you can get rid of it here. So I save everything, loading. Let's see if it works. We are back to the same thing, except now we have our main components a bit cleaner. And we have extracted our section header and item custom components to separate files, so we can start to style them with a little bit of more room. Let's start with a menu item here. I want to wrap it with that view. So. And I'm going to put that image here. I'm going to import. So something before between two source props. It's going to be item.photo, I believe, as well. ZStyle. Title 14. Console.log to see if it's called photo or not. Maybe it's not. So you can close it. Okay. Item. Okay, so it's called photo path. Yeah, that's why it's not showing. Should really align that. Okay, so I have my picture. That's great. So height of 40 sounds nice. Let's put a width of 40 and round it full. Like so. It's not rounded full. What is it? So if we go to ZStyle, change for rounded. It is rounded full, so why it doesn't work? Okay, so maybe I need to wrap it in components. Wrap it in a view. Like so. And put it here. Okay, with overflow even. Will that work, please? Tell me it's working almost. That's annoying. It's not very practical. Okay. Not the best because I have to put it. Now if I remove that, what does it do? Okay, so it has the same behavior, so basically I don't need to style the image. I can just style the wrapper and I get what I need here. Let's put it 60, a little bit bigger. To see what we're working with here. So this is great. I'm going to inline that. Let's throw. Great. We're going to add some text description about the item that we're talking about, like so. Right, so here I have my section item. So now section item, I put my text here. Need to wrap them in a view. Like so. Okay, great. Okay, now I can wrap the text perfectly, so we can start working with that. Great. First here, let's center it. Maybe not center it, because actually it depends on the description and stuff. Yeah, I think center it is not really the best to do. But what I can do here at least is to put some margin left of 10, maybe. Like so, give some room to the whole component. Margin Y of 10 as well. Try to be consistent. Is it enough? Yeah, okay. Why not? Let's make the title stand out a little bit more. I think I can get rid of it. So bold, maybe. And this one, text gray, darker. John, maybe bold is a bit too much. Yeah, okay, good enough. So I think that maybe we can put some engine top of 10 for everything. Oh, 10 is too much. What do I have in my ZStyle in terms of margin? Okay, 0, 3, 4, 5. I should be able to find something nice. Margin 4 maybe. Good enough. Quite happy with it. Great. So I think that we are done with the item overview itself. Now let's go to our the new menu section header here to make it stand out a little bit more. So about that, it's basically just the font having the font bold that makes it stand out. But I think so. Let's get sort of a style here. What is going on? So ZStyle, text large maybe. Some padding Y of 20. Okay. Some bold. Some border at the bottom. Not a big fan of border actually. Not sure if it's really necessary, especially if it doesn't work. The border wouldn't work. Ah, right, because you can't put border on text. So if I want to put border, I need to wrap it in a view. Obviously. Even if I made a library, I still have some improvements about styling with React Native and CSS in general. So now I should have my border. This is great. Doesn't look that bad actually. The only thing weird here is the spacing. I would say if I put in that. What I can do is gray to lighten the color of the border, maybe. Yeah, to make a little bit of this stuff. And the color of the text. The text also will be text. Gray, dark, maybe. Darker. Okay, good enough. So here you go. We have styled our flatly inserted images. Use some utilities with ZStyle to be able to style our flat list here and our section list entirely with ZStyle cache images. So I hope you like it. I hope that you will give it a try with this library. It's not obviously production ready. I'm working on my own rate, but I hope that the workflow is something that you will start to like and that you will give it a try. Have a good day, good evening, and see you next time for what I think to integrate the ZList component into a real life component with some animation for before to integrate it to the library. Thank you. Bye.